Hi, this is Krista at the Secret Yarnery. Today we are making part 11 of the Secret Stitches Cal 2021. This is the Dirty Granny Square. You will love this pattern so much. It is a super easy one-row repeat, and it's very easy to remember because we're making martinis. We're making dirty martinis. We're making glasses and olives all the way along, and it is so easy to do. If you want to get caught up on the other blocks we've already finished, I will link the playlist up in the cards as well as a description box down below. And there's also written patterns available over on my website, secretyarnery.com. To make the dirty granny block, the dirty martini, you will just need whatever yarn you have been using for the rest of your squares. You can make all of your blocks in the same color, or you can change color. Just use the same weight and fiber content of yarn. I will be using Savor from Ice Yarns for my dirty granny square. You will also need a 6mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, a darning needle for sewing in your ends, and 5 stitch markers. So let's get started. So to start the dirty granny square, get your hook and your 5 stitch markers and your yarn. Make a slip knot any which way you normally do. Shrink it down and put it onto your hook. If you chain tightly, you can use a 7mm hook just to make your chain, or you can use the same hook you'll be using for your block, but chain in a relaxed fashion. So to chain loosely, we just don't correct our yarn. So chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there is our loose chain 8. Roll that cute little chain over onto its sides. You can see these camel bumps along the back or the back loops. And find the very first one. It's right underneath your working yarn. That's where we want to put our stitch marker. So pop your stitch marker in and chain 8 more. 1, 2, 3, and 8. Pop another stitch marker in. Keep going chaining 8 and putting a stitch marker into the back loop of your 8th chain until you have used up all 5 stitch markers, or you have chained 40. So there is my chain with my 5 stitch markers, my chain 40, and now chain 1 more, just regular. So now we're going to roll our work back onto its side. We want to look for our back loops again. So the first one is right underneath our working yarn. The second has the stitch marker. So there's 3, 4, 5. We're looking for number 6 right down there. So we're looking for our 6th chain, our 6th back loop. If it's hard for you to work into your back loops, you can work into the front of your chain. But if you work into the back loops, it looks nicer when we are finished. So working into the 6th chain from your hook, wrap your yarn. Just slide that 6th back loop right onto your hook and make 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. Chain 2, 1 and 2, and 2 more double crochets into that very same stitch. 1 and 2. So skip 3 chains and work into the 4th. That's where our stitch marker is. So that'll help us keep track of where we are working into. To count your chains, again, we're just looking at these back loops. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So wrap your yarn, and into the 4th stitch, we're going to make 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to skip 3 chains again. So 1, 2, and 3, just counting our back loops, And right here into the fourth, we are going to do our glass. To make your glass, that is the 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, chain 2, 1 and 2, and 2 more double crochets into that same stitch, 1 and 2. So that is our glass. Skip 3 stitches again. That lands us right at our stitch marker. So wrap your yarn and into that fourth chain, 5 double crochets. You can take out that stitch marker if it's annoying or gets in the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That is our olive. So keep working along, skipping 3 and doing either a glass or an olive all the way along until you reach the end of your row. So I've just finished my olive, so the next one will be a glass. Into the fourth, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, chain 2, 1 and 2, and 2 more double crochets into that same chain, 1 and 2. Wrap your yarn into the fourth stitch, olive. That is 5 double crochets all into the same stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. After your olives, that little chain behind, that back loop, it gets really tiny because we've stretched that stitch before so much. So just make sure you count that back loop right after the olive. So there's 1, 2, 3, working into the fourth. Into the fourth stitch, we do a glass. 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Skip 3 and into the fourth and olive. So that is 5 double crochets all into the same stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip 3, just making sure you count that chain right after your olive, that little guy right there. 1, 2, 3. Into the fourth, we'll make a glass. Right there. So a glass is 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, chain 2, 1 and 2, and 2 more double crochets into the very same chain, 1 and 2. At the end of your row, you have 3 chains left. So we're just going to make 1 double crochet into that very last chain, right on top of that knot, right there. 1 double crochet to finish our row. So that finishes row 1. You can go ahead and take out your stitch markers. And just make sure that you have done a glass and an olive all the way along. So glass, olive, glass, olive, glass, olive, glass, olive, glass. We start and end with glasses. To start row 2, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and turn your work. To turn your work so your chain will be facing you nicely for the next row, slide your hand underneath your working yarn, grab your work, and turn it, just like that. Now, super easy repeat. Into the center of our glass, we're going to do a glass, and into the center of our olive, we're going to do an olive all the way along. So you can always tell what you're going to do by looking down below. So into the center space of our first glass, right here, the chain 2 space, wrap your yarn and do a glass. So 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets into that same space, 1 and 2. So jump over to the center stitch of your olive. So you can count your stitches, 1, 2. We're going to go into the 3rd stitch of our olive. We want to go in and make sure you get 2 strands of that stitch on the top of your hook. So wrap your yarn into the 3rd stitch of our olive. We'll make another olive. So 5 double crochets all into that same stitch. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Wrap your yarn into the center of the next glass. We'll do a glass, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets into that same space. 1 and 2. Find the center stitch of that next olive. So you can count your stitches any which way you like. You can also use your thumbs to kind of wiggle in between those stitches to find that center stitch. So you want to go right into that center stitch, the 3rd stitch of the olive, and make 1 more olive. So 5 double crochets into that center stitch. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now you can pause the video and keep working your way along, putting a glass into a glass and an olive into an olive, all the way along until you reach the end of your row. At the end of your row, just go ahead and make sure that you've alternated your glasses into glasses and olives into olives all the way along. So at the end of our row, we're going to make a double crochet into that very first chain. So not our last double crochet, we want to go right into this chain. Right there. We want to make sure we get 2 strands of that chain on the top of our hook. So wrap your yarn and 1 double crochet into the top of the chain. And that finishes row 2. Start row 3, the repeat. I'll just give you a quick little recap. Start with a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn your work. Glass into glass, olive into olive, all the way along until you reach the end of your row. Glasses, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets all into that center space. 1 and 2. So there is our glass into a glass. Next is a olive into an olive. So into the 3rd stitch of that olive, the center stitch, 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now pause the video and keep working your way along, putting a glass into a glass and an olive into an olive, all the way along until you reach the end of the row. At the end of your row, just do your double crochet into that top of the chain 3. Just right here, we want to go into the top of the chain 3, 2 strands of that stitch on the top part of our hook. So wrap your yarn and you end your row with a double crochet into the top of the chain. Just like that. So now pause the video and keep working along until your square is about the same height as your other squares. So for me, I have done 19 rows and my square is about the same height. So for your last row, chain 1 and turn your work. Make 1 single crochet into this very first stitch right here. 1 single crochet and chain 2. 1, 2. Into the center of our glass, 1 single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Into the center of our olive, 1 single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Into the center of our glass, 1 single crochet, chain 3. Into the center of our olive, 1 single crochet. So you can pause the video and keep working your way along, doing a single crochet into the center of your glass or olive, and a chain 3 to get to the next one all the way along, and I'll meet you when you get to the end of your row. After your last single crochet into that glass, chain 2, and we're going to do 1 single crochet into the top of our chain 3. 1 single crochet. Chain 1, cut your yarn, pull your hook up and your yarn through, and snug that down to secure. Sew in your tails, and you're finished. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and the notification bell beside that so you don't miss out on any more quick and easy tutorials just like this. You can find me over on Instagram at Secret Yarnery or Facebook, The Secret Yarnery. We also have a Facebook group, The Secret Yarnery Crochet Community. Great place to upload your photos if you are on social media. And thanks so much for hooking along. We'll see you in the next video, and stay hooked.